Well, we're back with another installment of Twin Peaks: The Return, and this episode is episode 6. So get hype, my boys, my broachy boys.
That's a half dozen.
I want you to be those hype goblins that we've been talking about.
I'm always a fucking hype goblin.
Especially when it comes to Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah.
The water bottle that I'm drinking out of right now has the classic Laura Palmer picture on it.
Sure.
And if I give it a little corner turn, I've got it says Dr. Amps, Great American Radio Show, and he's staring at me through those red and blue lenses. And
that's awesome.
So yes, I carry the hype goblin, especially for Twin Peaks, with me every day.
Yep. My water bottle's got a directed by David Lynch sticker on it.
So in our last episode, we discussed things that were going on with Dougie. He went to work.
That boy
Douglas.
He actually got to work and he followed the coffee trail.
Yeah.
So he followed his nose to get more coffee, and then he noticed that Tom Sizemore was lying about something specific, and then he went to go talk to the boss about it and things like that. So,
damn it, Dougie!
Dougie's making his way. Yeah, Dougie's making his way through this new world.
Making my way downtown, green suit on,
drinking coffee, and I'm homebound.
Drinking coffee, I'm fucking homebound.
And what else happened? Do you guys recall what happened with other characters? Like, what happened at the sheriff's office? Do you remember what happened with the other Harry Truman?
The other Truman?
Was it last episode that his wife showed up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was weird.
That was a very strange interaction that they had. She seemed like she just wanted a bone to pick.
Yeah, like, I don't think we're ever going to see her again, so it's just like, was that the only character development we're ever going to get? Is like, okay, he has a wife, and the only thing we ever know about his wife is that she gives him a hard fucking time about everything.
Right.
Even when he has perfectly, acceptable and logical answers for what she's asking and wanting.
Well, you're the one who chose brown, Janine. It is with his Robert Forrester voice.
Yep. You think I fucking liked brown? That's just what the mixture of green and red makes, you son of a bitch.
Do you recall what happened with Gordon Cole and them? We know that
Probably some yelling.
the woman character, she was doing some stuff on the computer, right? Was that in the last episode? Where she was
trying to remember.
Doing the thumbprint matchups?
Oh, yeah. She was noticing that Mr. C's fingerprints didn't match Dale's. Did they went in
reverse?
I don't know if they were just reversed, but yeah, they were like not the same, clearly.
One of them just looked like one of the prints, but flipped.
Was it last week that they went to South Dakota that they visited him?
Yes, I think so.
Some of this blurs together a little bit.
Yeah, I know. There's also like the carjacking. I think the carjacking happened last episode, where the kid watched those guys break into Dougie's car, but it had a bomb on it.
Yeah,
and it blew up, and the kid's like,
Yep.
"What?"
Because I remember seeing that 119 chick again, because it's like, why the hell are we back here? What possible reason do we have to be in this environment again?
Isn't that just the case though with this the return? Is like, why am I here? Like, what is this now?
Yeah,
I remember Harry Dean Stanton shows up again. Like,
yes, he does. Thank the Lord, he does.
He does show up. I know. I don't know if it's the next episode or somewhere further. I know it happens later. He hasn't showed up yet, but I remember he does. And I'm like, why is he here? What's happening?
I mean, he's got a reason to be there because he was the fucking, he owned the RV park in Fire Walk with Me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
At the very
end, like that's like an in-universe reference, but. When we're on the side of the road, like in just the middle of Twin Peaks on like a random street, and it's just Bobby like on the sidewalk, and then there's that lady and the passenger in that car, and the lady's screaming and shouting, and the person's getting sick and all this shit. It's like That's one of the moments when I'm like, why are we here? What's happening? What are we doing?
We saw Mike last week,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he was interviewing little shit stain,
Little
whose
shitbird.
Yep.
whose girlfriend is fucking
Amanda Seyfried.
yeah. And is she
Shelley's kid.
Yep.
Shelly's kid? Yeah. She goes and bums money from Shelly. We see Shelly and Norma.
Yep. Yeah, that was good to see
Well,
them again.
That's not so. Who I forget who's the father of Amanda Seyfried's character? Like, do we?
I don't know.
It's not Bobby.
No, it's not Bobby.
It's not Leo.
Big
I
Ed.
mean, she could have found another dude in the 25 years in between.
I'm not saying she didn't. I just am saying I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I don't know either.
Maybe it's just don't matter.
Maybe it's Immaculate Conceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked a little bit about last episode. Now let's jump into tonight's episode, which is called "Don't Die." It's pretty
Okay.
easy. It's pretty easy to remember. Just don't die.
Just don't do it.
So yeah, I don't know what to expect in this. I'm hoping to see Dougie. The last we saw him, he was staring at a cowboy, like a bronze statue of a cowboy.
Oh yeah, he was. That's how he ended it. That was the
You love that
credits
statue, dude.
of last. The cop like rolling by me. I'm like, sir, you can't loiter here.
Yeah, that's it.
And then he just kind of like he gives him the like dismissive hand wave of like, whatever, and just keeps walking.
So yeah, I'm excited to get more into Dougie and see what happens. Oh yeah, also the casino guy got the shit kicked out of him by some two thugs that were like, "Who's this guy?"
Well, obviously, like you
Oh,
just
those are
let
the
him
bosses.
take all that money.
Yep. All right, so let's jump into this episode. We'll be right back and discuss it. Well, there you have it. There's episode 6. Don't die.
I suppose.
That made sense. I mean, we found out that there's a little man tasked
Like
with
the
killing
Spike.
killing people, and one of those marks was Dougie Jones.
He's called Ike the Spike, as we
the
just saw in the credits there.
Yeah, his poor Spike too got kind of warped on him, and he was very sad about that.
No!
Oh no, my Spike! What a great introduction to like a killer though. Like
Yeah, sure.
that hip hop music starts playing, he charges into the room and starts stabbing that woman.
I mean, that is terrifying.
It is, because he's just like, we follow him in there and we're like, what
He's
the
just
heck?
sprinting after you with a fucking ice pick. Like that's terrifying.
Other than that, we had a lot of good Dougie stuff. Like I really enjoyed Dougie's.
Good Dougie.
He got yelled at by the police and they brought him home, and Janie E was like, "What are you doing, Dougie?" And like, we forgot you don't have a car. I was supposed to pick you up, or because he got dropped off initially, but he had no ride home. So last episode we saw him. He was just waiting at that bronze statue, and he, I guess, kicking off this this episode, he's still waiting there. And the security officer's like, "All right, what are you doing, sir?" And I have no idea how he got to this point from the last episode with him playing with his sleeve. Like, how did he get there?
That's true.
But yeah, he gets home. He talks with Janie E. She wonders what these case files are all about, and he gets right to work, doesn't he?
I mean, does he talk with her?
In his way.
Just eat sandwich and say case files and
Files.
try to give his son chips.
That was a great scene too.
Just when he hands his son the chip and his son's like, "No, I already brushed my teeth," so he just like gently lays the chip on his comforter. Like you'll know what to do with that.
Have that for a midnight snack.
Dougie's thoughtful, dude.
Very true.
Yes. Well, he's thought less, but like when something can grab his attention, he's usually doing something for somebody else.
Right.
Unless it's about coffee, because then he's gonna fucking beeline it to that coffee.
Dude, he's been loving it, dude.
I try to enjoy coffee the way that Dougie enjoys coffee, just like
Just smile.
so much ecstasy and just like this the slow
Hold it close
appreciative
to you.
sips. Holding it with the two hands, like
Yeah. Staring at a statue of a cowboy.
his like his mimicry of like the statue when he had to do he like was learning how to point and
Right.
Sonny Jim teaching him the thumbs up, and then when in this episode when Mr. Bushnell went to like give him a handshake, he just turned around and like put his arm out the same way.
Yep. A lot of mimicry is going on in Dougie's life.
Dougie's on a fail upwards trajectory right now too.
Yep. That's why we love him.
The ball's rolling up the hill.
Somehow his little doodle boodles made his boss very happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I think it because it was like
Understood it.
always the same name. From what I was noticing, it was like always the same name that was circled somewhere, and then it led down to like another point of reference. And then yeah,
Probably
he was
exposing something that he didn't want totally exposed. So he's like, "Oh, you're showing me this? Thanks, dude." Good
Well,
to know.
the it was that other dude, that other realtor that he had. It was Tom Sizemore. I think
Oh, yeah.
I think he was pointing out information about Tom Sizemore being shady, and then that was Bushnell being like, "Oh shit, dude, good work,
Right.
Douglas."
And you can't discuss it.
He was. I don't know how Kyle MacLachlan does that, because to me, it absolutely read as him sitting there being proud as pie, like he, like Dougie, in that moment, still being a thoughtless dude, just drinking his coffee, but he was just sitting there giving off these total vibes of like, yes, I've done good work and I know it. And you're gonna be so proud of me, and just like, how does he do that without really dialogue or much expression whatsoever?
Right.
I think there was a hint of that when he's like, "What is all this childish scribble or whatever? I can't make any sense of it." And then Dougie, when he replies, "Make
Make
sense of it,"
sense of it.
he actually, this guy actually, Bushnell, takes some time and like tries to make sense of it, and eventually does. Because there's like, you mentioned a little bit about that meditative state when you look at things constantly, the same kind of drawings and sketches or some imagery that kind of connects you to information. You're like, oh, okay, I can see the pattern here. There is a he specifically did it in every folder, and we see that. We see Dougie putting those same symbols, like the ladder and the stairs and the drawings, the scribbles, the line that goes down on every single piece of the files. And so Bushnell just kept looking at him, and that repetition kind of got him into that mindset. And he's like, "Oh, there's something to this. I don't know what it is, but
You saw him, like, eventually he took two files and like put them next to each other when they were open, so he was like, yeah, directly correlating them.
Yes."
But I mean, like, there seems to be some sort of, yeah. I think you're onto something when you were talking about them, like Lynch using colors to represent different chakras, or not even colors, but just like scenes, dialogue, etc. He's using a lot of these elements to, it seems like, convey like aspects about TM or just meditation or his involvement in all of that, and it continues on from even the stuff of like Tibet in the first series.
Yep.
But to me, it was very like Dougie is very much on a comment on like the just concept of Zen in meditation, where it's like you're able to actively observe, but also let go of like conscious thought in a way, and it leads to more more being able to be more introspective, or like being able to glean more insight into the nature of things around you or yourself. And so it's like, you're empty but you're full. It's like a contradiction, but the perfection at the same time, kind of thing.
Yeah, he reached a pure being kind of state where
Yeah, he really is kind of that.
and he and it shows throughout the series too. And I know Broadshow, what episode did you reach when you originally watched it again?
12 maybe.
Okay. Because at that time, he's probably already made friends with a lot of people that were maybe not on the right side of like him at first, but like even him just being pure being, he kind of changes people's mind on him, like people that were out to do him harm, or the original Dougie do him harm. Now they see this version of Dougie that is a pure being, and they can't do it. They just don't have it in themselves because they see something in him that's so present and like
Yeah.
aware, or like
Well,
something's hidden, or there's
even
something
even him just like operating on his own. Like I see pretty much a lot of things that Dougie does being like sort of like exemplary of this concept of Zen, where like because he didn't have the wherewithal to like have his keys and his ID with him, he couldn't drive his car. He didn't know how to drive a car. So Jade had to give him a ride, hence his car staying there and being like trapped, and or him going to the casino. And yeah, he had like that symbol like giving him the clues, but he was just basically like he was just in like a empty flow state kind of thing, where he's just let into an environment and he just bounces around like a ball, and just he's got no I don't know. It takes a lot for him to like actively make a decision and influence his own path. He kind of just like drifts and like, ooh, this looks interesting, and floats over there.
Mm-hmm. And the
So
mimicry, it lends to that too, where
mhm.
he doesn't get those subtle gestures. He doesn't even he doesn't even understand how to piss. He's like,
Yeah.
I need to pee. So
Well, here's something too, is that a lot of times you I think it's like maybe stereotypical for like quote unquote wisdom to be like uh, what God, it's like mimicry. It's like you ask a question, and then it's like they ask the question back to you, and then it's like, oh, like what am I looking for in your life? What are you looking for in your, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
and that's happened plenty of times with Dougie, where he's just said something back that somebody has immediately said to him, and their like worldview gets changed.
Exactly.
But it's like, dude, this just came out of your mouth.
I just said it differently.
So
I just said it in
it's
Dougie voice.
It's not like but so God, yeah, Dougie's fun. And so no Mr. C this episode.
No.
Nope. But we did
We
get Albert. I'll go to Albert's little thing here.
yeah, and that was only like
Fuck you, Gene Kelly.
3-5 minutes. Yeah, fuck you, Gene Kelly.
That was
so good.
amazing. Yeah. But we see Albert walking through this bar and stumbling upon
You
Diane.
finally meet Diane.
Yeah.
Little ditty
There
about
she is.
Alan Diane.
Alan Giant.
Alan Giant. My brain didn't run.
Alan Giant.
Alan Giant. Have you heard the ditty?
The little
Ooh,
ditty.
I
Suck it on, chili dogs.
Oh man, he was
Thugging
sucking
them?
on chili dogs here. What the fuck
Just
was this
thugging?
scene about? Like, I get it. I get that. Like, yeah, we're seeing little Richard Horn here be like humiliated and kind of like put in his place by this other drug dealer, and like there's drugs still going on in the area. I get all that, but past
I
that,
think it's just
with
a-
the fucking
I think it's
coin
just
and
to show
shit,
him-
like,
Yeah.
The
I
coin
think
stuff
it's
was
just
weird.
to show that he's involved in some shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
To show that he's in some shit right now.
yes. But
all
what's with this dude's weird ass attitude and this coin magic shit? Fuck you, magic
Or
man.
Feldman did. Yeah. Like he says,
It's just
And then
strange.
Homeboy
It's just
goes
very
and just
strange.
obliterates a child, which is amazing.
Yeah, we get the reintroduction of Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah,
and
that
his-
was fun to see.
favorite
I've smoked every day for 75 years.
And I'm like, dude, I know.
Yes, he looked like it.
It's like that's like a version of Bradshaw there talking to Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah,
Making his point.
dude, I know.
That's another thing that we can kind of touch on and we can go deep on is that Harry Dean Stanton's, outlook on life was portrayed pretty well in this scene here, where he is very much. If you listen to anything he talks about, like there's an interview with him and David Lynch when they, I don't know, later in his life. It could have been around this same time, but his outlook is very like TM, very just. He's very present. He doesn't, he's not scared of like death. Like he talks about it a lot and his understanding of it. So it's interesting his insight into how he lives his life, because he never married, never had kids, and they do discuss that a little bit, and his meditative journey and how he lives his life. And it's portrayed here where he's just like relaxing, having a coffee and a cigarette, enjoying nature. Like that was all Harry Dean Stanton was about, was like nature, trees, life, seeing the beauty of life.
That was me today, dude.
Seeing a mother play with her son, like that's just warms his heart somehow. He like, even though he never had kids, he kind of understands the importance of kids, I guess, like he gets the prolonging of a life and a generations and things like that. They're all connected. And yeah, it just kind of warms my heart knowing that he's just like, he's not saying like, oh, fucking dumb kids. Like, he's
not cynical, jaded old man.
Exactly. And like people that do have that introspection sometimes have that outlook where it's like kids are pointless, overpopulation, things like that. But he still sees the good in that, in people that do choose to have children or, play with their kids and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then horribly, this kid got smacked by a car.
Yeah.
That was tight, dude. Can you show that again?
Yeah, sure.
Slow it down. Bradshaw wants to see it frame by frame.
If I can.
No, the abruptness is like my favorite part.
Well, yeah,
Just
punch
watching
the
this kid
roof.
just get mowed the fuck down, dude.
I mean,
This
I don't
one guy
care.
is-
I don't.
This guy's just like, oh yeah, go ahead.
But he didn't even look in his fucking mirror.
No, it's his fault.
And also, the mom should not, regardless if the man waves you through,
Don't let him run out.
don't.
Just fucking. Oh,
Just disappears. The kid
Was that a
disappears.
CGI child?
he's underneath the tires right there.
But he
He's,
disappeared.
right by the front tires. Yeah, the car rolls over it. He's not there.
He gets carried with it.
Good.
And then the other thing that Harry Dean Stanton he witnesses the soul like floating away,
Or something. I don't even know if that's what it was, but it's fucking something.
it was a golden fart cloud.
But I could also see that being representative of possibly being like a fucking huge dose of Garmonbosia being sent up into the atmosphere. Yeah, look at this dude just being like, oh, fucking shit. That.
Yeah, he's gonna blame himself.
I was directly responsible for this.
I told him to go.
Out of that, dude. They better have gotten some G-Bows out of there, dude.
G-Bows? What? Oh, Garmonbosia.
Yeah, Garmonbosia.
Okay. Yeah, it just took me a second.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know, I speak Bradshaw, but when I encounter a new word, I gotta conjugate, you know?
It's fair. His little fart ghost leaving there, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is like supposed to be, but
Is that Garmin Bose going out into the world?
it's
Or is that his
what-
little boy spirit?
is it going out in the world, or is it like just being released from this event so that it can be sucked up by somebody somewhere, or is it this boy's spirit, or what the fuck is it?
Well,
Oh.
we hear the electrical whirring at the
This-
end of this scene.
This fucking intersection too, if you reverse a little bit, this intersection is the intersection where Mike pulled up to Leland and Laura and was screaming at them, and then there was like
Yep, I remember that scene.
the weird like zoom in on this like this pylon that's to the left here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was this one. There's like a number on the lower part of it that they did this like weird zoom in, and you heard that electrical scratching noise.
Yep. It's
So
like,
this location has previous history. Is like I guess the best way to put it.
that's true. And that was in Fire Walk with Me that she had that breakdown, right?
Yeah, where Mike was screaming at him and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's out of their cars. Everybody's standing around just watching this. Yeah, it happens here too. Like they just refocus on this same. I don't know what you want to call it.
Serial number. I don't know.
Power pole.
Power pole.
Power pole
Extend! Okay.
with the mountain in the background.
So yeah, that was a horrific scene, kind of out of nowhere, but I mean, that was just, this guy is unhinged.
And it all came from the fucking Magic Man scene. Like,
Yeah.
I still don't really feel like I understand what the context of the coin and this dude's weird behavior is, but I get the point of the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with all these things, it's like I get it. I guess I get the point of the scene. It's to convey like, oh, this character is doing this, or somebody feels this way, or this is what's happening. Like I get the bigger picture, but it's when it comes down to some of the finer details, it's like, okay, these were very specific choices that were made, and not even know that I need to know why they were made. I just am having trouble finding words for why I feel they were made.
It might have been something as simple as just to throw that dude off. Like it was just a way to throw that character off so that he is just in a mental state when he fucking that type of mental state when he fucking just obliterates that child.
You think?
You know what I
Do you
mean?
think maybe it has something to do with the fact that he like at the very very beginning of the scene took drugs and then was very
Oh, yeah.
visibly having a reaction of like, oh shit, these are really strong drugs, and so maybe that whole thing
Maybe.
of the other guy never really like called it out and was like, oh yeah, you like that coin in your mouth, but he
Right.
like was still just acting. He's weird the entire fucking scene, so it's almost like little Richie here was having the hallucination to himself. I don't know.
And why are
Right.
why are there gunmen just standing there with guns when they're just supposed to be talking about this? Like,
Well, it's
Why
just
not, dude?
it's this I don't know what to call this guy. This like, boss criminals fucking protection or thugs or whatever, just being there to be intimidating.
so yeah, that it already, the situation's weird. My initial thought was when he was like, this guy here pointing, he was doing a lot of like convulsions with his arm. That
Yeah,
made
he was doing a lot of
like taekwondo or just
like,
punching.
kind of like almost karate.
Yeah, and it made me
Have you
think
ever
that
studied your hand?
he was maybe possessed by a lodge spirit, because that it always takes the form of your arm, and it does like, it has like the idle hand, like it
I don't know, dude.
a
It
mind of
could-
its own.
Could be.
Because
Because we've also remember in this same series we've also got fucking I don't know if his name is Freddy with the green hand.
Freddy with the green hand.
Like for real. I'm serious. That is something that is like exactly what you're saying. Like it is something that's directly related to lodge spirits and possessions, and like it's fucking what is with that yeah, I don't know. Little Richie here is just sent
Little Richard?
spiraling by this. Well, I mean, he could be Little Richard.
there was something where, yeah, he like freaks out with his arm right there, and he's like, "Oh, it's my spleen or some shit." What is he?
I've got a
His
problem
liver.
with my liver.
My
Then
liver.
he holds down,
Stomping on
like,
the ground.
his lower intestines.
So he's trying to maybe force down the Garmonbozia, like he was gonna vomit like Mr. C or something, you know?
Maybe.
I mean,
Or he's just Or he's just struggling.
Yeah, he's just tweaking out. Something's going on, but he's
Because
kind of like,
Leland didn't even know that he was possessed, so maybe this guy doesn't even know that he's like affected somehow.
that's true.
There's same thing for Richard because we haven't talked one. I don't know that Richard's been named Richard Horn so far. I don't know that we're technically supposed to know that. Or like
We don't know his name yet.
maybe
We
they've
don't
said
know he's
it
the
at
old
some
fake
point
horn.
and we've missed it, but like we have not even broached the topic of who this guy is and where he comes from
Oh.
and what that means and what happens to him and like there's so much still to discuss. And everything we're talking about now is like, yeah, we're being speculative, but there's like more answers ahead, but it's not going to mean anything.
That's true. Unless we go deeper.
We must go deeper.
We must go deeper, dude.
119.
119's here. So
Go back. I just want to see the collection of shit that she keeps on our table because it's like drugs and. Is there any? Nope. There's no. So the only like consumables is just alcohol.
Drug.
All you 119 fans out there, leave in the comments.
Yeah.
Leave a 119 in the comments.
Owner 119.
If this video gets 119 likes, we'll do something special.
We will.
1-1 the 9.
I'll
We
dial
will-
119.
No, we will all do our best Twin Peaks cosplay.
Oh yeah, show pictures of who we're dressed up as. Yeah. I don't know who that woman was. Are we supposed to know who that was?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay.
You were gonna say? What are you gonna say? These nuts?
No.
No, I don't think that we're supposed to know who that is. I think that we're just supposed to see. I don't know. I think it's just maybe supposed to give us a little bit more like.
Talking about the explosion though, but before she gets fucking ice picked,
Wait, what explosion?
the car explosion.
Was
Wasn't
that
she?
lady talking about the car explosion?
I thought so. I thought she said, "What do you mean there was no body inside, or there was no one inside?" I said,
Yeah, I thought I heard her.
bodies.
Yeah, I thought I heard her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something about like three
Yeah.
bodies.
Yeah.
But I thought because then
So
fucking
I assumed it was about the car
well,
and related to Dougie because she was.
it very well could have been. I could have missed that.
That's what I think anyway.
I heard her say something about three bodies, and then the spike immediately ran in after that. So I was like, "Oh shit!" Was somebody on the phone, and they're like, "3 bodies from fucking Ike the Spike down here."
Yeah, because she says, yeah, there was nobody inside or nobody in the car or something, and then she says 3 bodies afterwards.
Do you guys see this guy's ritual? Like the Spike's ritual? He just rolls some dice and
He just rolls dice and then writes down the result.
writes it
Yeah.
down. All right.
Roll for stamina, dude.
Well, it's like statistics, numerology, like
Oh, good
all
point.
sorts of shit. that you
It's
can-
his meditation.
But do you know anything about numerology or like the idea of that? I mean, I don't even specifically know anything about it, but I know the idea of it.
Yes, there's been movies and countless things based on the concept. Like a good one is the movie Wanted, where the concept was cool, the execution was kind of muddled, but in this loom there's a double stitch, and every double stitch it correlates to a number or a letter, and then it spells out a name, and then that person is it's like the loom of fate. They're destined to die. So in
Or it's just,
numerology, you can read dates, like every date. Like if you look at pi and you go however many decimals to like your birth date, how many, like, because you can search that, like, when is my birthday in pi, and you can see, oh, it's such and such place. And I mean, there's interesting stuff behind that, and it's like palm reading to me. Like you can get messages, but you can choose to, like, follow those messages or understand them.
From what I understand, it's also like the shit with like the number 23. Like it's just basically whatever belief you put into numbers. Like if you see the number 67 prominently displayed, like, oh, it's going to be 67 degrees today, and then that number keeps coming up and you're like, oh shit, there must be something to do that. Or if you see like something else where it's like 167, you're like, oh god, 1 plus 6 is 7, what's going on? It's just stupid shit that people fucking
119.
crystals and, yeah,
It's
it's
119.
I don't know. We got to figure out what if there is some sort of direct context for 119. Like what the hell does that mean?
Again, we're listening to a drug addict kind of just, maybe it's
Yeah.
their way of tweaking, but it could have some. It's like what's that? That character from the Fallout 4, where she's like always on drugs, but she like has some
Oh, Mama Murphy.
Mama Murphy, yeah. She
Yeah.
could be a Mama Murphy, where she's just always
don't
on
know.
drugs and
I don't know.
telling some secret universal language.
I think if I had the if I think that in the past when I had watched the show, if I had the wherewithal, I might have tried to keep the concept of like, okay, 119 in my head throughout the rest of the series, to like keep my eyes open and see if there was something where it's like, oh, maybe that's what it's in reference to. But I honestly think that I was just so fucking blown away episode by episode that I completely lost the concept of keeping track of not 119. I had other fish to fry.
Oh, and then Janie E talks to this group of goons.
A guy who I imagine is named Snake, and I don't know the other dude, but yeah, he really talk like this.
Yeah, he was the voice of Boulder in the new God of War, and he was in Lost. He was,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Oh,
he was.
I didn't know that.
He was the voice of Balder, and he was Daniel Faraday in Lost. One of my favorite episodes of Lost. I'd like to bring it up because Lost is a great show. A lot of cool people in it, and he was the time traveler, or he understood time travel. His character. Yeah, the episode's The Constant. If you ever want to watch just like a good episode of TV, just watch that one with this guy. He's a great actor. Forgot his name though. I can look it up here real quick. What'd you guys think of this scene with Janie E?
Mustache McMullet head. Is that his name?
She continues to surprise.
Yeah, right.
She took charge, didn't she?
Bad lady, dude. Come in there.
What do they call her? Like, what do they say?
Like, that's some dame or something like
Yeah, like
that.
a mean
Calls her
dame,
tough.
some shit like that.
Calls her rough. Yeah, rough or tough or something.
Tough dame. Yeah, I think it was tough dame.
Yeah.
Tough broad, something like that. What the hell's with their names? Janie E, Sonny Jim.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you have an idea?
No,
I was
have
thinking
no
like
idea.
maybe you already had an idea.
No, I have no idea.
Well, Sonny
It's just
Jim,
weird.
Sonny
It's
Jim
just weird.
is like is like a slang for just calling somebody like, "Hey, listen to me," or Sonny Jim.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
but it's not.
It's something
It's not a.
the Duke would say, like John.
But
Wayne.
it's not like a proper noun type thing that you call a person every single time that you refer to them. That's not something that you put on a name tag.
Right. This guy's name is Jeremy Davis, or Davies. Yeah, Jeremy Davies. I'm trying to think what else he's been in, maybe. But yeah, he was
I don't know.
in the new God of War game.
I couldn't tell you, but
Oh yeah, okay. He was Upham in Saving Private Ryan too. If you remember the kind of cowardly ammo carrying guy from when they're at the crossroads, and he was scared of going up the stairs.
not exactly. But
He had like a huge
I'm trying
bandolier
to recognize him.
of ammunition, and he just couldn't go up the stairs, but then later on found his courage by killing a few other Germans. I don't know. But yeah, he was in Saving Private Ryan also. Rescue Dawn with Christian Bale and Steve Zahn. He was in that.
And Steve's on.
I don't know if he shows up again in this show, but like I like seeing these kind of small little character moments with these actors that I've seen in other things just show up and do a little bit. Because this guy like looks like he belongs in Vegas. He does not look like he belongs on a playground. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
what are you
like
talking
very,
about, dude?
very noticeably sticking out as goons.
yep.
That shirt's made for the playground, dude.
I'm here to play, and I play rough.
Rolled up sleeves, dude.
You
I
kids
played
are
Red Rover.
you kids are done. Get out of the handicap seat. That's mine.
This is where the big boys sit.
That's my throne. But yeah, she laid down the law, told them that you get 25 G's and you just F off. And that's what they do. Then we get this guy fixing his
Wiped off
grill.
that blood, dude. Hawk took a fucking big nasty shit.
Yeah, Hawk looks for his heritage on the bathroom
Found a
floor.
buffalo nickel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
And then the fucking Nez purse.
Nez purse,
his heritage.
which
he
is
just
cool.
he keeps looking at it for his heritage, and he finds symbols
Yep.
of his heritage, and he putting the
Nez
pieces
purse
together.
Nez purse is named dropped as the like tribe that's actually in this area before it became Twin Peaks. So that's cool.
So Hawk decides to rip open the door, and he finds some letters that we don't know what they entail or what they have written on them. Because Chad had to come in and be a dink.
What are you
Be the absolute Chad, dude.
What are you doing? I'm going to tell on you. And Hawk's just like, okay, Chad, leave me alone.
I look like Melty Judd Apatow.
I bought this Twin Peaks mug online. Because you can get a mug that looks just like that, the sheriff's department mugs.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he finds. I think those turn out to be, because we don't ever get any resolution. This is where it ends. Him leaving the bathroom there.
Yep.
But I think that those are more pages of Laura's diary or her secret diary. Forget.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is-
Well,
I
because
like-
that ties together when we initially heard the log lady say, you need to follow your heritage or whatever. And then he put all those boxes and things like that. And he was trying to be like, Laura Palmer.
Well, she said that something was missing from the investigation 25 years ago.
Right. And this could be a clue to find that. And
No, this is what was missing. The missing pages 25 years ago.
you don't think there's anything else? Because, well, isn't it like the return essentially, well, I think my mentality is like the return of Coop. Like that's kind of been my whole kind of thing, because he's still not his complete self yet. He's still pure being Dougie. And his return is coming. And it's all leading to that moment when he does finally return to kind of solve the case once and for all. And if it does get solved, I mean, we can talk about that when we get there, but it's definitely leading to that. Like, I think we get to that moment where what Log Lady was saying, like, there's things missing. Obviously, yeah, Coop is missing. This is just another element to help solve the case once and for all.
Yeah. You are not wrong, sir. And then, yeah, Screaming Mimi here.
Beamy Mimi.
Screaming Mimi. Moosh.
And did we know that at this point that their son committed suicide?
I don't think so.
It was just like we're supposed to think along the same lines as Chad, like, what's up with that lady? And then
Well,
we
not
get
along the
this...
same lines as Chad.
Oh, no. Up until the point where it's like, this dispatch lady says, don't you know what happened?
His first comment is something fucking just not is it was some shit like, oh, I wouldn't put up with that kind of fucking shit from her. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to, like, if I didn't know their history, I'd be thinking like, yeah.
Oh, you have to put up with something? Okay.
Like,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I wouldn't put up with that, just always bitching and moaning. But then you find out the backstory, you're like, oh shit, she has completely scarred, and he's doing the best he can with her emotional state by like trying to calm her down as much as possible. But yeah, uncalled for Chad to be like, he couldn't take being a soldier.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Huh. He's like, what? It's a free country. I'm allowed to voice my opinion. It's like, yeah, you fucking are. It doesn't mean you're not a absolute douchebag tool. Stop acting so high and mighty and realize that you are a piece of shit.
No kidding. Like, that just... Chad's the worst. And everybody hates him.
Do not have an inflated ego, because you do not deserve in any way to have that.
No. Chad does not deserve to be working for the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
He should be working in the South Dakota one.
When we see, I mean, later on, I think that he even does like stuff to be even more shady, or like directly tries to fucking. I don't know if he tries to like bip somebody, but he definitely. And then this guy is just
he's just thinking
about his dogs at home, thinking about like a golden retriever playing in a field.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna clock out early.
Just I want like one of those little like thought bubbles to kind of come up, and we can just see like footage of just like that. There's an episode of Mr. Rogers where he takes a dog Barney on a walk, and I want to see him thinking about Mr. Rogers taking Barney for a walk.
And that's it. That's pretty much it. Like,
and then
our last shot is that guy,
and
then the musical number, right? Yeah, this episode was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I think it had a lot in it, a lot to digest. Like at this point, watching it live, I was like, I want to know what the hell Hawk found there. Those look like pages. I want to read them. So like that totally kept me from like, dismissing the show. Like it was like, okay, I'm in. I'm Hawk is finding shit, and I said this before, but like Hawk was like my secret hero through this show because he was the one like actively pursuing the case from long ago. Everybody else is doing new things. Hawk is the only one kind of retreading old stuff. Like everybody has a new thing to push, and this familiar characters, but they're doing different things. But Hawk is the only one kind of grounded in that Laura Palmer case, the case that kind of took the nation by storm.
Right.
That's what he's like, my secret hero of the show, because he's doing it.
Yeah, I get what you mean with like the Hawk doing that investigation, keeping you grounded and keeping you engaged. And I think one other aspect that kept me engaged when I was first watching this was things like the scene with Dougie and his boss, where it's just like I kept sitting back and being like, man, all right, David Lynch seems like he's just like flexing a new type of directorial muscle, where he's like, I want to do scenes with very little dialogue, and I want you to use physical comedy, Kale, and like.
Sure.
I genuinely do think that, and I don't know what his tastes and sensibilities are, but I genuinely feel like he did a bunch of homework and spent time and talked with Kyle MacLachlan, and they each did their work of whatever they did, but like consulting things like maybe Charlie Chaplin or the Three Stooges or like
Buster Keaton.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just really it's so different than a lot of other things that happen in this show or on TV in general, and it's look at this here, Lee. The way he's looking over his cup like yep. He's
Good to
approving
the last drop.
of the. He's approving of being approved of, and like it's just wonderful.
There's something I did want to bring up earlier, just real quick, and then we'll sign off for this episode. But I was looking at this scene here. Anything stand out to you guys? Because something really stood out to me.
Is it the lamp in the middle of the table?
Yeah, I was drawn to this lamp, and how it's like, it's not needed for this scene. Like, they're just eating. Like, why is there this specific lamp with this specific color?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to look up again. I had to look up different color theories and what yellow means in certain contexts. Not just like
You had to look. Wait, you had to look up what?
like color theory of yellow in just any relation to film and things like that. Because there is color theory with every color. Like blue makes you sad, green makes you look at nature, red is angry. Yellow is all about happiness, essentially. And I did look up the chakra too, and the chakra for yellow, I think, said it was like the solar plexus. And I don't know what that means in chakra because I don't follow that or know what that means, but it seems like it's in your stomach. So I was like, oh, maybe
That's
it means
like your abdomen.
Yeah. So, but like in the context of like what the solar plexus is to chakra, to me, solar plexus is, it's like where you do breathing exercises and like your diaphragm is kind of there. And
Well,
you
it's
eat.
it's in a kitchen area. It's on a table and they're eating, so it's like happy tummies.
That's kind of what my thought process was like. Yeah, okay, they're just happy, full of life, and I just wondered.
trying to decorate a house like that. I mean, it is kind of strange that you can be sitting at one table and be looking at another table. Like there's just a specific breakfast table, which is dope. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
I have a specific table devoted to breakfast. That's pretty great. Yeah, this was a good episode. It was good way to start it off. Same way we ended last time with the statue.
True. Yep.
But this time we ended with the musical number. So next time we get to, I bet next time with it being 7, we're gonna start with like Mr. C or something, since he wasn't in this episode at all.
Oh.
Mr. D.
Because episode 8, as we all remember, like the three of us, at least, it's like a bit of a divergence from the story. It kind of just like takes a second to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You're
So-
putting that lightly, dude.
So
I think when you're
Delicately anyone's ever put that about.
well, but I mean, I just like 7 is probably going to be a little bit like heavy or front loaded or like whatever the fuck you want to say with the shit that is going on. So that when we get to 8, we can take a nice divergence.
Yeah, dude.
The next episode, episode 7, is called "There's a Body, All Right."
Is there like a comma or a apostrophe in the middle of the word?
The word all right.
All right.
Oh, was I breaking up or something?
It just sounded like you. It sounded like your voice had like an issue where you were like, "All right,"
Yeah.
Oh,
like I don't know.
no. There's a body. There's apostrophe, and there's
There's
uh,
body, all right.
there's a
Body.
body. All right.
Dr. Steve Brule talking about it, dude. There's body, all right. There's body.
There's a body. Have a good time. No way, Jose.
Alright.
And then
There's body, all right.
after that we get to episode 8, which is
fuck.
the big boy. Well, I'm not gonna hype it up too much because it is what it is. You know,
It is.
I
Indeed
did.
what it is.
I don't know what
I just remember watching that for the first time.
exactly.
when it
I was
came
gonna
out,
say that.
and I was just like, the fuck?
Am I watching Twin Peaks right now? I was like, I had to check the
what's
TV
happening.
guide or check like the
Yeah.
channel. It's like, okay, I'm on the right channel. It says Twin Peaks. Okay, just have
I
to
was
go
just
along with it.
taking for a ride, dude.
Well,
take you for a ride. Taking for a ride on the old fucking Lynch train, dude.
Jade gives 2 of them, so
Jade give 2 rides.
Jade give 2 rides, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
well, we'll leave it here with Dougie and Janie E finishing their sandwiches and eating chips. Maybe I'll actually just get to the part where
He leaves the chip on
Where
the
he's
fucking-
laying the chip down for
no,
his
just
son.
right here. Always remember that Kale is outside your bedroom door with some chips.
Just on the right side of the frame here, just put like a Miss Vicky's logo, so it's like an advertisement. Yeah. If you don't eat your Miss Vicky, Bob McLaughlin will come and haunt you
As
with a
Dougie.
bag in hand.
Miss Vicky's.
That would have been.
Silently but threateningly eat chips at you.
Oh, yeah. Nothing threatening about that. I would have been so at peace if I just looked up and I saw my boy Dougie just standing out there with his Miss Vicky's, dude. I knew everything would be
He's
all
the
right.
specter of Miss Vicky's.
Yeah.
Just
I
knowing
would
he's
know
out there
everything was all
protecting
right.
you.
Is he protecting us, or is he like looming
He
over
protects,
us
but
when
he
we don't
also
eat
chips.
enough of the brand?
He protect, but he also chip.
I think Chip comes first and then Protect after.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Then somewhere in there is Cowboy.
All right, well, that's our episode. Definitely, if you have opinions or thoughts on this episode, leave them in the comments. Leave 119 in the comments.
119.
And like we said, if this video gets to 119 likes, we'll do something fun. We'll figure that out. If it's cosplaying or whatever, we'll figure it out later. We won't do it, but I'm hopeful.
Well, if we do, it's because people liked the video 119 times.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we will do it, is because that's what we have said.
What happens if it gets to 1,190 likes?
We'll still
That's
do
not-
it because
that's
it's
not the number we stipulated.
no, but it already passed. It surpassed
Well,
that
that
number.
surpassed it, so then
What about
at that point it will be like
119,000?
Eric, stop.
Do I have to put a caveat? Like if it gets to 119 likes or more, we'll do something there. Just so
Hey,
we
guys,
have that
did-
wiggle room.
Eric, did you know that Tatiana Maslany says twerking with Megan Thee Stallion on She-Hulk was greatest moment of my life?
I believe it, dude. When did you ever twerk with Megan Thee Stallion? You know,
When did Dougie ever twerk with Megan Thee Stallion? Where was Megan
I
Thee
just
Stallion
went-
during
I
the
never
return?
twerked with
We have-
Megan Thee Stallion.
we haven't gotten to the end of this series yet, dude.
Oh yeah, she shows up at the final. She does
Yeah.
the finale
A
twerk
whole
with
like
Dougie.
5+ years before she came on to the music scene.
Exactly, when she was in high school or something like that.
She
Pop into
is the central focus of episode 8. She's in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
She's way deep down in there. You just gotta dig deep, and then she's
Gotta
she-
twerk. Gotta twerk.
Gotta twerk.
Gotta twerk.
Gotta twerk.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more twerking, more peeking, more Dougie, more
Twerk perks.
More Miss Vicky's.
more Miss Vicky's, more chips, more Sunny Jims.
That's what'll happen
If we get 119 likes, we'll do a fucking Miss Vicky's tier list. Oh fucking.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like
We're just promising all sorts of shit now.
we'll do
That we're never gonna
twerks.
do. But
We'll do twerks or something.
Wilbur works.
We're going to put bags of Miss Vickies upon our rumpuses, and then we will twerk with the Vickies on top of our
We're gonna shake our Miss Vicky, dude.
booties. Yeah, shake your Vickies.
Shake what Miss Vicky gave us, you know?
Hey, how you like my sea salt and vinegar?
Clapping my chips together, dude.
Yeah, they're kettle cooked.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
baby.
Well, sea salt your vinegar, dude.
No.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.